Hi everybody, this is Chet here from Avion Technology here in the Chicagoland area. We are a digital agency that helps other digital agencies scale up. So this is the second part of my series about pain points of digital agencies. So one of the things we've done is we've helped a lot of smaller agencies scale up. And so we've worked with a lot of smaller agencies, most of them in the range of 250,000 to about 1 million. And there's some things that we see in common in a lot of them. My first video was about pain points. The second one, this one, is actually about structure versus chaos. So one of the things I see in a lot of smaller companies, smaller agencies, is there's an overarching feeling of chaos, right? Everyone's kind of it's more judgment, less process. Everyone's kind of doing things at a very intuitional level. Everyone's kind of just figuring out things as we go. What chaos really does is it adds to the stress, right? When a business, so startups actually operate in a lot of chaos, right? But it's kind of, chaos is almost given. But what happens is that you can only be chaotic for a certain amount of time. At a certain point, you have to have a lot of processes, because if you don't have processes, it's difficult to build any structure on top of that. There's two kinds of growth that I've seen. The first kind of growth, which is your startup phase, during which there's a lot of chaos, right? And it's disorganized chaos. But then you kind of start setting up those processes, and once you start setting up processes, you enjoy a second level of growth, and that growth actually is structured chaos, right? So there is chaos. Growth is always chaotic, but it's very structured because you have processes kind of as a fallback for that. So what are the 5 kind of processes that you need in your business? So number 1, I have if you're running a smallish agency and you don't have a lot of these processes written down, that's very normal, right? Most small agencies do not have these things written down. In fact, most small agencies don't even have the time to think about it because everyone's busy running their business. But I definitely think that you should think about taking at least half a day off and thinking about these topics, right? So one is you need a marketing process. You're getting your business through some channel right now, right? So you should write it down. Now we all have the marketing funnel. So there's awareness, there's consideration, there's conversion, there's action, and there's loyalty, right? So there's your marketing funnel. See how you're going to attack each one of those and then write it down. So you definitely need a marketing funnel, a marketing process. Whether that means being on LinkedIn for an hour a day, or sending out those 20 personalized emails, or attending 3 networking events, whatever it is, make sure that you have it written down and you have a marketing process, right? Number 1. Same for sales. Make sure you have a sales process. One of the things I definitely feel everyone should do is use some kind of a CRM. Don't use Excel sheets, don't use Google Docs, use some kind of a CRM, right? Because it's very difficult to keep control of your sales process without a CRM. Now, I personally have been guilty of this. I don't like to use CRMs just because I find them sometimes a little complicated and cumbersome. But at the end of the day, CRMs contribute. I've heard somewhere that the sales team's efficiency goes up by like 20-30% just because of using a CRM. So the second process you need to map out is your sales process, right? Lead, opportunity, it's lead, opportunity, negotiation, and closure, right? So that's what it is. So what's a lead? Then how does a lead become an opportunity? How does an opportunity become a negotiation? How does a negotiation become either an award or a loss, right? So you got to map that out. Next is project management, right? The moment someone awards you a project, what happens after that? So there's client onboarding, number 1. Then number 2 is once client onboarding is done, what's your project management process? Typically, there's, if you follow the standard waterfall process, there's analysis, then there's UI UX, then there's development, then there's quality assurance, and then there's migration, right? So map that process out, and most importantly, when you map it out, make sure you have an infographic of that you give the clients. For example, you know your project management process, but your clients don't know your project management process, right? So during the onboarding meeting, have an infographic and tell the clients that this is going to be their customer journey, so they know what to expect. Same for HR and finance. Now I know these. So in a lot of agencies, I have seen usually it's like a family member who does these functions, right? Or it's like someone close to you who's doing these functions. So, and a lot of those folks are actually doing the whole thing at an intuitional level. But again, I strongly suggest map out the processes, map them out, especially when it comes to things HR and finance, because there's a lot of regulatory compliances involved, right? Taxes have to be paid, some compliances have to be submitted to the government, and if you're just doing everything at an intuitional level, then unfortunately you're gonna miss out on something, right? So if you're running an agency, been doing it for a couple of years, have enjoyed a decent growth, but you're still kind of doing things at a process or at an intuitive level, right? I strongly suggest that at some point in time you kind of sit down and start mapping all these processes, because that's going to create the foundation for the next stage of growth. Most small agencies kind of get stuck in the 500,000 to 1 million range, and they can actually be there for a long time, right? So you want to get past that hump as soon as possible so that your business can grow, and then you can start scaling up. The fun is in scaling, the fun is in growth, right? So this is one of those things that's going to get you to scale. Here at Avion, we've helped a lot of small agencies scale up. So if you're a small agency that's looking to scale up, looking for a good programming partner, give us a shout. We are here in the Chicagoland area. Love to converse with you. These are my coordinates, and if you like this, press like. If you want to subscribe, press subscribe. Thank you so much.